Alrighty, so I figured we did a speedrun for the very last event, Tower of Trials, that came out. I'm pretty sure it was a Catastrophe Tower of Trials, so this one's going to be a little bit different, mainly because it's just, well, I mean, there's still catastrophes in it, but actually, it's pretty much the same one. I thought because Tarmiel was on the promotional for it that there were going to be angels in the tower, but apparently I'm wrong on that. But yeah, last time we got I think our time was a little over 35 minutes. It was like 35, like 28 or something like that. And I got a lot of comments saying that the Kyo Zeldris comp was not as good for PvE as I was thinking it was. And I think I swapped from the AoE team a bit too early. So I'm going to be using this team because I do have the actual Holy Relic for Shin this time around. So we're going to hope that it works out, and we'll just blitz through this thing. I think I'll go ahead and use an extra stamina pot so I don't have to worry about it. I do have that, you know, live split up there so you can see my time. And I guess we're just going to, yeah, hop into this thing. So if you're not subscribed or anything before we hop in, make sure you subscribe. Anyway, we're gonna hit it and we're gonna start the time. So let's do this. I don't know exactly what I want to talk about, but I guess we'll just kind of like ramble on about the game and stuff as we do this. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not like hating on this week. The 3 other like Tower of Trials floors ended up coming out this week, and I have to say, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of like the newer Tower of Trials, but the videos always end up doing really well for just like helping grow the channel and stuff like that, which is really nice. So I do look forward to the Tower of Trials floors for that one specific reason. Not that I'm like, you know, not that I'm trying to be like the biggest YouTuber in the world or anything, but you know, it feels good whenever, you know, we hit certain milestones and stuff like that. So yeah, just those kind of videos normally end up doing well, and they do well for like a long period of time too. I think most of my like bigger videos are Tower of Trials guides, if I'm not mistaken, because I try to do them as single floor guides too, so that way people aren't, you know, having to skim through videos or look at like a 20-minute long video for 3 different floors or whatever the case may be. I think that helps a lot as far as like just, you know, accessibility goes, I guess. But I don't know, I just I like to make content the way that I would want to try and view it. It doesn't always work out sometimes, like, you know, just depending on what I'm making the video on. But yeah, I try to, I mean, I really don't care about the whole like making a video 10 minutes thing. Like, it really just it doesn't matter to me if it's 10 minutes or not. The Tower of Trial floor videos that I did yesterday, I think one of them's a little over 3 minutes, one of them's like 6 minutes, and the other one's like 8 minutes, and I think the 8-minute one's actually too long, but it just ended up being that long because of the team that I was using. So just kind of one of those things, I guess. But yeah, I don't really don't really care about video length or anything. I just try to make videos that I would, you know, be willing to watch, and I think that's what's most important. I think may not be great for like YouTube algorithm stuff, and I may be screwing up by not playing into the whole YouTube algorithm thing, but you know, it's kind of just either do it or you don't. And I mean, I would rather, you know, make, I don't want to say like honest content, but I want to make like just, I don't want to just be a regular like YouTube shill, like, oh, gotta hit that 10-minute mark, gotta, you know, gotta push, you know, hit the notification bell. I never say that. I never tell people to hit the notification bell. I really couldn't care less, because me personally, I don't want my phone notifying me that somebody uploaded a video. I'm on my computer enough as it is that I'll probably see the video if I end up, you know, getting on the computer. So it's normally not a thing that I worry about. Like, I don't think I have the notification bell on for anyone, but it's because of the way that I guess I view content. Like, I already am on the computer kind of thing. So I don't know, I guess for different people it helps in some ways, I could see, but I don't know, me personally, not a big fan of the whole notifications thing. I don't like when anything really sends me a notification. Like, I don't, when I play mobile games or anything, like, there's always like those little pop-up things where it's like, oh, like, your stamina's refilled, you need to hop back on the game, and I'm like, leave me alone, don't talk to me. I just absolutely hate that. So the revive guys are gonna actually ruin my time a little bit here. Not ruin it, but it's gonna slow me down quite a bit. Oh, and they heal too, that's fantastic. I think we'll just go for these first, and if they don't kill, we'll go for the king card here. But yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for Tarmiel coming out next week. I think a lot of people are kind of on the fence. Well, kinda. I don't know. I feel like enough people see him, and the YouTubers on JP are already making him off like out to be like he's really good. Like, oh my God, you can use him on this character, and they're immortal in PvP or whatever the case may be, or whatever. And I don't know. Obviously, that's kind of enticing. Like, I think that's going to like make people want to summon for it. And Green Sariel still hasn't come back on like a banner, or not on a banner. She's actually been on, I think, 2 banners at this point. But Green Sariel hasn't been added to any of the ticket pools yet, so it's not as easy to get. Which then again, honestly, like I don't ever think about like getting lucky on those ticket pools. But then again, I guess I just don't really save tickets a whole lot. Like I normally like expect to get characters when I summon on a banner, not on a ticket. But I guess that's just me. Ooh, they tanked this one quite a bit. I don't want to switch my team too early, because I did that last time and it ended up kind of screwing me over a bit. So I think I'm going to stick with this for now. But yeah, I don't know. Green Sariel hasn't been added to a ticket banner or anything like that yet, so I'm kind of skeptical on whether or not Tarmiel will. I kind of doubt he will. It wouldn't make any sense for them to add, you know, Tarmiel to one if they didn't add Sariel. But at the same time, you know, some of the newer banners that are going to be coming up, like whatchamacallit, the 3-year anniversary for JP should be coming up in the end of May or early June, and I think that banner will probably have like the whole voting system like they did on the previous like yearly anniversary banners that they've done. So it's a really good chance that, you know, because he's newer and he's a good character, that people will end up voting for him to be put on that banner. We're gonna go ahead and split right there for exactly 6 minutes on floor 5. I'm not sure how to feel about that. Hopefully we can speed up a little bit, but I don't know if that'll happen or not, because it's only going to get harder from here. But that floor specifically just kind of bogged us down quite a bit, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. I think it's going to be hard to recommend like everybody summon on that banner, but like he is a good unit. But I think more or less that he's going to end up being like a supporty style unit. Like I know he has a flood card, but I'm not going to run him as like an attack defense or anything like that. Like I would much rather run him as like an HP defense character, because I'm more than likely I'm just going to be putting him in like the association slot for the link more often than not. So I don't know, like I'm not going to make a whole attack defense set just to try to use him, or like an attack crit set just to get like one video's worth of footage for him, because in the grand scheme of things I think that he'll be a little bit more supporty and like a link character, whereas, you know, a lot of the other angels are too. So I had to build an HP defense set for the newer Sariel because I planned on using the link on that one, and she's a little bit more of like a supportier kind of character, like support for like the angel team. But I've tried it with both sets, and I mean, honestly, they do both about the same. Like, I mean, obviously the attack set does more damage, but you know, you tank a little bit harder with the HP defense, so it's just kind of like one of those trade-off kind of things. But in the grand scheme of things, I will probably be using the character more link-wise and HP defense-wise than I will on the attack set, you know, side of things. So making the HP defense set was probably the best option that I could have done there. Like for Kyo, for example, I made when Kyo first came out, he was like he was kind of like an aggressive character, so I made an attack defense set for him originally, and I got good results out of it because he can deal really high damage, but with the way PvP works and him being mainly a PvE unit or a PvP unit, I don't really use him in PvE. It makes more sense to have him as an HP defense like support style character, because you get more CC and you can out CC the enemy with that. And it's just, I don't know, like sometimes like I wish I could just put the set that I think would, you know, benefit the character the most, but because of the way that CC is calculated and stuff like that, it I don't know, sometimes you just get bad gamed, and you have to, you know, put a set that you don't really want to put on somebody. But it's just kind of one of those things, I guess. You just kind of have to get used to it and move on. Nothing you can do. So, oh well. Anyway, not even sure what floor we're on at this point. I think we're getting close to 10. I think this is 8, might be 9. Not sure. Let's see right here. Okay, we got 20 Belmoth hearts from that. I still need to go through. So I've been trying to. This is floor 9. Okay. I've been trying to power up my box slowly but surely, and I think what I need to do is I've been just leveling up everybody, or like I'll level up a new character, of course, because new characters need to be showcased or whatever. But I'll upgrade the brand new characters, and any of the characters that like become useful, I'll just upgrade them all the way to 90. So I kind of end up like running all 3 or all 4 demons for materials. And I think what I need to do is I just need to go through, and any of the characters that I still have at level 60, I need to just run like a ton of red demons, and make sure that I get enough to just push all the 60s up to 70, and then I can just work on, you know, gray demons from 70 to 80, and do that kind of thing. Like, you still obviously need to get some of the older materials when you know, go up to the higher ranks, because, you know, it takes more than just one demon's materials. But I don't know, I just need to maybe get some of those lower tier characters. But at the same time, like, sometimes for like the battle events and stuff like that, the characters end up being too strong, and it'll be like, oh, you need to use like 3 combined attacks or 2 combined attacks or whatever for this stage. And I'm like, okay, but my characters hit so hard already, and these like events are so easy that if I do too much damage, the match is over and I don't get to complete the challenge, which can be a little frustrating sometimes. But I have like a set like cast of characters almost that I use that are just bad characters, and I can, you know, focus on making sure that those characters end up getting you know, low damage off, so that way I can actually complete some of those missions, which is kind of funny, but just kind of the way that the game works, I guess. They're meant to be really easy missions, so that way lower level players and stuff like that can get them done. And honestly, I feel like people sleep on the battle events. Like, the battle events only come out once a week, and they can be a little tedious, but at the same time, they give you 2 diamonds each. And I mean, not that that's like a whole lot, but I mean, you know, it adds up over time. So it's, you know, I feel like it's something that you should do, because you already, like, I mean, you know, what are you gonna do with all that like wasted stamina throughout the week kind of thing? Like, if you have extra stamina, you might as well just run some of them, which I don't really just use like extra stamina on it. I end up using like a stamina pot or whatever to just get it over with as quickly as I can. But, you know, yeah, it's just one of those things. All right, I need to figure out whether or not it's better to use the crit card on King first, or if it's better to use the Power Strike card. I'm assuming because I'm using Sariel Link that it would probably be more beneficial to use the crit cards. That way the crit chance gets off, and then Sariel's Link makes me end up doing more damage because of the crit. But I'm not positive on that. It's kind of unfortunate that these people survived with like 1 HP. But oh well. I think in the grand scheme of things, if I really wanted to save that much time, I would just use 1 card there and then blank out the other 2, so that way there's no animation or anything like that. I don't have to wait for the cards to activate. But I'm novice at speedrunning. So we're at floor 12 at this point, and we're at 13 minutes. So I'm really hoping that I can at least beat this one in under 30 minutes, because that was my goal with the last one, is under 30. And I just don't really know, like, it just ended up getting away from me. I did switch to like a single target team with Melly and Escanor like really early, and I think that was a huge mistake, but you know, whatever. All right, we're gonna use the level 2 card. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer animation, but it'll be a lot more damage. Those all crit, so maybe Maybe with the enemies that I'm going up against, because they're so weak, and I would assume that their substats are kind of lower, I'm probably gonna crit regardless, especially with me running Death Pierce in the back. So I don't know, maybe the Power Strike card would be better. I might try to use it for the next like couple of turns and see how it goes, but I don't know. But I guess other than that, I mean, Jormungandr came out last week, and I've honestly, like, I was able to beat the deer first try this week, and I have a video that I'll end up putting out for that a little bit later this week, or if not, like tomorrow or whenever. I'm not really sure. I'll probably put it out tomorrow as of the day that this comes out. But I don't know. Honestly, like, the deer is still pretty RNG heavy, like as far as like the last couple of floors goes, which can be really annoying. Like, it just, I don't know, the bird was really annoying when it first came out, and you know, it took a while to like get a team that was really good for it. So I understand, like, I'm not expecting the deer to become like just absolutely easy peasy overnight sort of thing, but it's just so annoying. Like, getting to the very last floor on the deer, and then you get to the very end, and it just, like, your run ends up getting screwed over because you know, your ultimate move gauge gets taken off, and you don't draw the cards that you need to get it back, or whatever the case may be, or, you know, whatever, if you do too much damage, which there is like the little exploit thing where you can like Alt F4 and like close the game out if you end up doing too much damage, so that way when you open it back up, it's still on the same like round before you ended up dealing the damage. So I mean, you can use that kind of as like a fail safe, but that just feels kind of cheap. Like, I would rather not have to do that if I you know, if I could, but you know how it is. All right, so we got pretty good draw here with the level 2. I feel like Gother's kind of going to waste here. Like, we're only getting 1 stack of his passive at the very beginning of the match, and then normally it doesn't last long enough for him to really build up any stacks. But I guess that's to be kind of expected. I don't know. I'm not using his rank up. I almost think that it might be better to use a different character. Like, if there was somebody else that I could use, like in this situation, I would think like, oh, Kyo could be a good character here because, you know, it puts on the ignites, you do extra damage, but I don't know if it would actually translate to doing more damage or not. So I don't know. Speaking of Kyo, I actually really wish that they would just make it to where you could buy cosmetics all year round for collaboration characters. Like, I don't get it. Like, the characters are already in the game. Why make the costumes limited? Like, I mean, you know, if it's time limited, people are gonna buy it, so that way they won't miss out on it. But I did miss out on it, and I didn't buy it when I should have. So at this point, I'm just kind of annoyed that I can't get it. Like, I would gladly still pay like the real money for it if I could, just to get the Kyo cosmetics, because I don't have any of the paid Kyo cosmetics, but I have a 6/6 Kyo because I was really lucky on his banner, like the very first banner when it came out. Like, so having him 6/6, having, you know, the UR gear and everything like that for him, but I don't have the cosmetics, so it brings his CC down so much lower. It's ridiculous. Like, I would love to just get that little bit of extra CC out of him, but it's just kind of one of those things, I guess. But kind of annoying. I wish that, you know, the cosmetics were just available all year round. But then again, you know, I'm not the one making the money for this game, so I guess it's smart business decision wise. All right, we're gonna split there because that was floor 15. We're already at 18 minutes in. We have 10 floors to go, so it's gonna be cutting it kind of close. We're doing about 5 minutes ish per floor. Well, actually, it's going more than 5 minutes per floor, considering we're at floor, you know, 16 and it's at 18 minutes. So I think that it's going to still end up being over 30 minutes, which is going to be unfortunate, but hopefully we can at least beat last time, the last time that we got, which was 35-28. So hopefully, if we, I don't know, I guess it just depends on how fast we can go through some of these, because like these ones are fine. Like these ones are going by pretty quick. I'm missing an attack piece for Shin, unfortunately. So it would be nice if I had that. We maybe would have been able to kill there. I don't know if that would have been enough quite to push it over, but that would have been kind of nice, to be honest. But oh well, I'm not going to complain about it. I might try to get that cosmetic at some point. It's probably going to be one of those cosmetics where I try to get it while it's on sale. Kind of like Jormungandr, because Jormungandr came out and everybody was like, oh, like these outfits that she has are so good. Like, you know, she's got the weird like Sailor Moon one, and then she's got like the cat burglar one, or whatever, like just like the black jumpsuit kind of thing, and people really like that one. But I was like, I mean, like she's a PvE character and I don't really need to buy the cosmetics for her, so why would I do that? So I'm probably just going to end up buying those cosmetics whenever they come on sale. If at all. Like, I mean, I don't really need the cosmetics because she's more or less like a, you know, she's like a almost like a supporty style character, even though I have her as an attack defense set. You know, she's there to, you know, put her passive on your allies, not really there for like extra damage and stuff like that. So maybe it would help if she had like more defense or whatever, but normally it's not like, whenever I'm doing like a run, it's never like someone just dies, like, oh no, they're dead, like if they didn't have enough HP or defense or whatever to survive that. It's normally like, oh, that person is dead because the deer used a move that wiped out the entire team, or you know, you get the bad passives or whatever, and you literally can't win because you know, he's in a spot where you couldn't beat him even if you wanted to, sort of thing, like because of RNG, which is really annoying. So I don't think that I really need cosmetics for her, but I don't know. I invested quite a bit into Miguelda. Like I bought a lot of her cosmetics, but then again, she's a little bit more of a damage dealer. Like you're actually using her on the deer to deal damage. And then also I invested quite a bit into Brunhild. I even bought her Valentine's Day pieces, which I don't I think I actually did need the costume and the headpiece. Like I think I was missing those two, but maybe it wasn't like the smartest decision. Like I didn't actually need them, because then again, she's a PvE character. Her passive doesn't even work in PvP, so you don't even really need the CC, but you get a little bit of extra like stats and, you know, a little bit more performance out of the character, I guess. So, I mean, it's just one of those things, I guess. I mean, I didn't really need it, but I bought it because I'm an idiot, kind of thing. So, you know, I don't know. I guess that's the one nice thing about like them releasing characters that don't end up like they can't be used for PvP, is that you really don't have to invest into them at that point. Like you can kind of just use them how they come, and then if you want to grab extra cosmetics later on, you kind of can. But yeah, I don't know. But then PvP characters come out, like this Tarmiel will come out, and this Tarmiel is like really good for PvP. So it's probably going to be a character that I'm going to want to buy like some of the extra outfits for, so that way I can make sure that I can upgrade them and get decent stats and CC and stuff like that out of the link and everything. So I don't know, there's a trade-off. They don't release a whole lot of PvE characters, really. Like it's few and far between, so they know how to gouge you for some dollars. It's kind of sad sometimes. I kind of hate it. Like this game has every single way that you can monetize a character. Like you have to buy outfits, you have to upgrade outfits, you have to get ultimate levels, you have to, you know, you have to pull the character, of course. I don't know, there's so much that you have to put into a character that it's, I don't know, annoying sometimes. But I mean, if you don't do it, the character's not going to be good, really. Like you kind of have to invest into all those things. So I don't know, not a big fan of that, but you know, I've played a decent amount of gacha games at this point to where I know that this game really isn't all that bad. Like this game has some bad practices, like, you know, here and there, and the rates on this game are pretty bad, but I feel like the game gives you a pretty decent amount of currency. Like I literally most of the time, like I don't buy any like diamond packs or anything like that. I literally just buy the subscription bundles because they're like legitimately like the best way to actually get gems without having to spend like the exorbitant amount of money that it would cost to get just like one single bundle. So those are really nice. I definitely recommend those. But yeah, besides getting those, I buy outfits every once in a while, and I don't even buy like the expensive outfit pack because they ended up changing it over to where you don't have to buy the. It used to be you had to buy like a $24 bundle and it would come with all 3 UR pieces and it would come with 30 diamonds, but they made it to where they were like, oh hey, if you don't want those 30 diamonds, you can pay like $17, which saves you, you know, quite a few dollars. It's like $6 or whatever that you save. And I mean, yeah, you miss out on 30 diamonds, but I would much rather just not worry about the diamonds at that point, and just grab the costumes and get out a little bit cheaper at that point. So I don't know, because I feel like most of the other stuff in the game, like a lot of the packs are like, oh, you get diamonds, but you also get like, you know, maybe anvils or demon materials or whatever the case may be, and a lot of that stuff you can just kind of grind out. Like you don't really need to buy those kind of things, so I don't want to buy those things. So I mean, I play the game enough as it is. Like I'm actually pretty bad to like play a game for not very long and then just kind of like get bored of it and then switch to another game. But because this game has weekly updates and it actually has a decent amount of stuff to do most of the time, that I mean, plus I make content on it, that helps a lot as far as like keeping me busy and wanting to play the game. But I don't know, like the only game that I've ever really played that like I just didn't get bored of, and I get bored of it every now and then, but I always end up going back to it, is like Minecraft. And it's just because you can be like really creative. Whereas in this game it's nothing like that. It's more of like an MMO as far as I'm concerned, so you kind of just have to work on characters and get new characters, and there's events that come around and stuff. But I don't know, it just I'm kind of surprised that I've been able to stick with this game as long as I have, but that's good, because honestly, like, I mean, I feel good about playing this game. Like I don't hate this game in the slightest. Obviously, like, there can be bad times where, you know, you get super unlucky on, you know, pulling a character, and I think that's really the only time that I'm ever super frustrated with this game, is if it's like, oh wow, like I pulled them, you know, I pulled the entire guaranteed and didn't get anything good, or, you know, just didn't get anything in general, or whatever the case may be. Like, that's obviously super disappointing. You never want that to happen, but, you know, you can't really do much about it. It's all just luck. Which is just, it makes it even worse sometimes. Like, you're just like, oh, like, I wish I could have got lucky on that. Like, sometimes, like, it would be really nice to just get in on a banner. Like, if the new Tarmiel banner comes out, I'm gonna be in the back of my head, I'm gonna be like, wow, I really I really hope I can just get in and out of this banner no problems and not have to worry about summoning a whole lot on this. But, you know, it doesn't always work that way, and it'll probably end up going to the, you know, the guaranteed or whatever, which, I don't know. The game used to be, I feel like the banners used to just didn't be as bad. Like, the rates were still the same, but I feel like most banners you could end up getting a character. Well, maybe not getting a character, because it wasn't guaranteed back then, but there was like a pity system to where, you know, if you pull on a banner and you don't get an SSR within 5 summons, you get a pity SSR. And they just don't really do that system anymore, which is really weird to me, because that system actually isn't that bad. Like, I wish that they would use that system on top of the guaranteed system, because it would help it would help alleviate some of the, you know, the bad pulls. And, you know, if it's like a 600 mileage banner, you get 1 guaranteed in the middle, and then you get the the character on the banner at the very end. And then if it's a 900 banner, you get 1 at 300, 1 at 600, and the guaranteed character at 900. Like, that's 3 guaranteed SSRs in 900 gems. That's awful. Like, that sucks. Like, that's so bad. I almost wish that they would just get rid of the guaranteed in the middles, and they would just do you know, whatchamacallit, I wish they would just do like the 5 pulls and you get one if you haven't already, because you can get lucky and you don't end up getting the you know, the pity summons, or, you know, if you're getting really unlucky, you at least get one every 5 summons, which is what, 150 diamonds. So I mean, I don't know, it'd be a lot more friendly at that point. I think it would be a lot more like, I think people would respond well to that as far as I'm concerned. But hey man, whatever. Like that, I thought that was a halfway decent system. It wasn't perfect by any means, but it was okay. I felt like even when they weren't doing like the guaranteed on most banners, you know, the rate, the boosted rates on the featured characters was good enough to where getting those guaranteed summons every 5 bad pulls was enough to where you wouldn't have to go like super far into a banner. The only banner that I ever ended up going like really hard on and didn't pull anything was the Blue Demon Melee banner, which is funny because I don't want that character at all anymore. Like people meme on it and like, oh, like you're gonna pull Blue Demon Melee, but when that banner first came out, there wasn't a guaranteed on it. I think I went like almost like 1100 gems deep on that banner and did not pull the character, and I ended up getting him off just like some random summon after that banner came out, or after that banner ended, and he just ended up being on like another banner, and I pulled him finally, and it was so disheartening because like he was such like a meta defining unit at the time like of his release, and I was like, man, I really want this unit. But that was super disappointing. That made me like really hate the game for like a solid like week or two, but you really can't do anything about it. All right, we're moving on to the last floor here. Unfortunately, it just ticked over past 30 minutes. The one gimmick to this fight, if I'm not mistaken, is you don't want to put debuffs on him. So, on her, which is good because I don't debuff with this. Well, I do debuff with this team actually a little bit. So that might be a small issue. But I might actually just be able to focus on king cards, potentially. Yeah, we might be able to just focus king cards here because it's a red unit, and then we'll put up decent shields, maybe. Not great damage. I think, hopefully, well, that was actually pretty decent. Hopefully we'll at least beat our old time, but we're not getting sub 30, which is unfortunate. I think if I maybe invested more into Shin, like I think I still need to max out some of his cosmetics, and I'm missing one of his weapons. I could potentially have done this a little bit faster, maybe like some of those rounds where we were just shy of being able to kill like the entire team would have been, you know, a lot easier. I know you can't see her health bar up there, actually. That's kind of an oversight on my end, but there it is. 3125, maybe like 3124 because I hit that a second later. So, but honestly, not too bad. I'll take that. It's I really can't complain. So I don't know. That has been the Event Tower of Trials. These are always really good for rewards just because you get a lot of just Super Awakening coins in general. That puts me up at 122, which is kind of nice. But yeah, looking forward to Tarmiel next week. I've got obviously more videos coming out this week as well because I try to put one out at least every day, if not 2. So that's it from me. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end, put like a little apple emoji or something like that into your comment so I know you made it, because I don't know, these long form factor videos are always interesting to see who watches it. But yeah, that's it from me. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you in the next one.